Well, I am here. I did it. I finally reached, I don't know what number of film this is for me this year. I haven't watched that many 2023 movies, to be totally honest. When you commit yourself to watching less shitty movies, it means you don't click on random Netflix titles anymore just because they say released in 2023. You actually watch films, you ask yourself a question, do I want to see this? Yes. So, this is Forever Judy Blume. It's on Amazon. It has audio description. It's a documentary, and I loved it. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I loved it. This is the best thing I've seen this year. It's a documentary. I saw a lot of great documentaries last year too, and it doesn't really surprise me that I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with this documentary. I don't even know that I really love Judy Blume books that much. I feel like I read some of them. But I don't want to get like Judy Blume and Beverly Cleary mixed up because I was kind of thinking about in her head, I was like, wait a minute, what did Judy Blume write? Cause I didn't go into the film, like I didn't do research before to be like, which films, what did she write? Is she How to Eat Fried Worms? Like, who wrote that one? You know, I didn't ask myself questions. Obviously, like, as the film progresses, they talk about certain films, certain books that Judy Blume wrote, and some of the titles, I was like, I think I read that as a kid. I think I did. I kind of remembered Fudge, you know? I don't know how many of them I read. I don't know how big of an impact she really made on my life. I don't remember a lot of the books that I read from elementary school. I kind of remember some of the names and the titles and be like, yeah, I read that. I have no idea what that book was about. I'm like, yes, I read Number of the Stars. Don't ask me what it's about. No idea. You know, sometimes when you ask children to read like 30 books over the course of the summer or something like that, later on when they're an adult, I know I read it, but damn, we were trying to do some sort of like book challenge back in the day, and I got nothing. I got nothing now. This was fantastic. She's got like a bookstore now, and she was all up in this. Judy Blume's 85, and it was all interviews with Judy Blume, and her commenting on everything, her life, her legacy, how things came to be, trying to be as brutally honest about her regrets, challenges. Usually I don't like it when people are sort of involved in their own projects, but this to me just felt like somebody sat down and had a really great interview with Judy Blume and was able to edit it into a film and then ask other people how they felt about Judy Blume and the impact that she made on their lives. And it just kind of came to fruition. It just blends so beautifully together. It's a whole bunch of people, a bunch of celebrities, everybody from like Samantha Bee to Molly Ringwald pop up in this documentary. It also spends quite a bit of time talking about just the concept of banning books, which is so timely because that's what's happening right now. We've got people are trying to ban books. We've got parents who are trying to ban books so that other kids can't read them. I don't know why this is such a hard concept. It's cool that you don't want your kid to read that book. I believe that. That's fine. But it is not cool to tell another parent that their kid can't read that book. And that's the concept, you know, for everybody who's all about, you know, don't infringe upon my freedom. You're infringing upon other people's freedoms. You know, it's the same people who are like, can't take my gun away. I'm gonna take your books away. It's like, come on, at least be consistent, you know. Yeah, it's happening. And to see, you know, they have footage of like this 10-year-old briefly just making that statement, who just goes up and says, you know, my mother has the right to tell me what I can and can't read. Somebody else's mother does not. And that's that's true. And it's the fight that Judy Blume has been having apparently her whole life. I didn't realize how much people hated her back in the day. Actually, I didn't even realize how old her books were. I realized they were from like the 70s. So we get like really deep into it with like Nixon and Nixon's era, and she's on Crossfire talking against Pat Buchanan, talking about masturbation. She asks him if he's why is he so fixated on masturbation. Yeah, it's just a great movie. It has a point, it has a purpose, and it celebrates the life of the person that it is supposed to celebrate. It reminded me a lot of other documentaries that I've seen, like Won't You Be My Neighbor? I think that's the documentary, not the film. That's why I paused, in case you were wondering. I was like, isn't it the Tom Hanks movie, or is that the documentary? Pretty certain it's the documentary. I'm going with it. It felt kind of like Won't You Be My Neighbor, in a way, except it was done while the person was still living, and with that air of, we don't have to say, you know, like, rest in peace, Judy Blume, at the end of this. This is not like a, oh, this person is gone and they've left us legacy. It's like, no, she's still around. You can go to her bookstore if you want. And I don't know, she just seems really cool. Seems like a nice person, somebody you could hang out with and just talk about life. And a lot of people have written her over the years and asked if she's willing to talk about their lives with them. So I think this is a really well done documentary that captured the essence of its character, and just edited it beautifully together. It has a lot of themes and a lot of thoughts, and it feels like the kind of documentary we need in 2023. So this is currently my favorite film of the year. Shocking. So I'm gonna give Forever Judy Blume an A. It's the first day I've given this year. I didn't even have to think about it. I just enjoyed the whole film watching it. There wasn't a moment where I was like, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, there wasn't like a, that wasn't necessary. Like, oh, I'm second guessing your choices here. Nothing. The film has good audio description. It makes sure that you know who the talking heads are, which is so, you would not believe how fucking hard that is. Like, there's so many documentaries where I get like audio description, but I don't know who's talking. At least through this, I get a lot of these. I got a lot of descriptions and a lot of not just like names, but like why they're talking. You know, like, oh, this is the author of a banned book. You know, this is the author of a book that's been challenged. So it put a lot of emphasis into not just who these people are, but why they're speaking. And that, I think, made a world of difference. So this one has excellent audio description to boot. Coming out of the media access group from Shannon Starkey. Feels right. It's definitely Shannon. Shannon's definitely right. Media access group is definitely right. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Definitely check this out. It's on Amazon. It's an Amazon original. So, yep. Hopefully this one comes back around. They were robbed of a nomination for Goodnight Oppie this year, so it'd be nice if they, Forever Judy Blume, actually managed to stay the course and somehow get a documentary nomination. But I have a feeling that a documentary that dropped on Amazon in April is going to have a real hard time getting an Oscar nomination. Doesn't mean it's not good. So I will review something else for you guys. You can go to my website, macmovieguy.com. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org, and I'll let you know what else you can watch that has audio description. You can go to the ADNA.org, where you can look up Shannon Starkey and see what else they've done. And you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at MacTheMovieGuy. Until next time, I'll see you guys on the other side.